Have you ever seen Spirited Away from Studio Ghibli? It's such a captivating film, especially the way it brings together the world of spirits and humans. This concept is actually rooted in Japanese folklore, known as kami kakushi, which means abduction by God. It's the belief that people can mysteriously disappear, taken away by spirits or gods, often without a trace. A real-life case that many think could be an example of this is the Tuono spa case, a modern mystery that has left people wondering if something otherworldly might have been involved. Let's dive into the details of this strange and unsettling case. Japan's generation-old mystery began in the spring of 1996 when Yashi Kim Megumi and her friend Takumi Narumi were students at a local high school in High City. They were known for being cheerful and friendly, and they also shared a deep curiosity about the occult and ghost stories. In early May, Megumi and Narumi heard about the old Sabono Hotel, a popular spot for ghost hunting and courage tests, from a new friend they met at Keio Maru Park, a popular hangout for young people in Shinado City. As soon as they heard the spooky stories, they were hooked and quickly planned their own Kimoi or courage test. On the evening of May 5th, around 9 p.m., they told their families about their plans and headed out. They even stopped at a supermarket where they used to work to buy flashlights and some batteries. They invited another friend to join them, but that friend declined. Later, around 10 p.m., the girls were seen at Keio Maru Park, meeting with a friend, but who this person was remains a mystery. Could it have been the same person who told them about the haunted hotel? That detail has never been confirmed. After that, their car was spotted driving along National Route 8, heading toward U City, which police later verified. At 11 p.m., Megumi and Narumi sent a pager message saying they were in U, but they vanished after that. What's odd is that their families didn't report them missing right away. They assumed the girls were just off having fun, exploring the haunted hotel like they'd planned. But after 2 days with no word, concerns started to grow. This was normal for them. They weren't the type to just vanish without saying anything. Finally, the families called the police and missing persons reports were filed. However, because it was Golden Week, a major holiday in Japan, the investigation moved at a slower pace. To complicate things further, privacy laws in Japan made it difficult for authorities to release the girls' names as they had just turned 19. It took nearly a year before their names were made public. During the investigation, it came to light that the girls had actually visited the Sabono Hotel before May 5th. They had already explored the area and were planning to return to check out the inside of the Eerie Hotel. But after that night, they and their car vanished without a trace. The police were left puzzled. Did the girls reach the hotel that night, or did something happen along the way? Since the car was never found, some believed they might have been killed or ran away. Now, if we could take a virtual tour of the infamous Sabono Hotel, we'd see why it became such a creepy legend. Located about 60 kilometers east of Hai, the 6-story hotel was once a bustling spa and retreat. But in the early 1980s, after the hotel manager disappeared following bankruptcy, the place was left abandoned. During Japan's economic bubble, the property sold for 35 million yen at auction, but it was deserted again when the bubble burst. With no one to take care of it, the once grand hotel became a hideout for gangsters and thrill seekers. There were stories of ghost sightings at the Sabono Hotel long before it was abandoned, and these eerie tales slowly built up an urban legend. Over time, the hotel became one of the most famous ghost hunting spots in the area. If you look at it from a practical standpoint, the building itself might have been salvageable for renovation, but with thick trees and bushes surrounding the location, it would have been difficult to draw visitors without repairing the roads and making the place more accessible. The inside, though, was another story. Over the years, people had come by, leaving behind graffiti and trash. With no one to maintain or clean up the property, the place just got messier and more dilapidated. By 2023, due to continuous disturbances and new nuisances, the decision was made to dismantle the hotel and repurpose the land. The creepy reputation of the Tuono Hotel only made the mystery around Megumi and Narumi's disappearance even more intense. With all the ghost stories tied to the place, people couldn't help but wonder if something supernatural happened. Theories quickly began circulating online, with people trying to make sense of the strange circumstances. One of the most intriguing ideas is the Kami Kakushi theory, the possibility that the girls were somehow spirited away by forces beyond our understanding. The concept of Kami Kakushi, or being spirited away, isn't just the title of a famous Studio Ghibli film. It is a belief that has been deeply rooted in Japanese culture for centuries. In fact, Kunio Yanagita, a renowned writer and folklorist, documented several stories of Kami Kakushi in his works. One of the most well-known cases involves a boy who disappeared while playing in a temple, only to be found sitting on a roof with a blank stare. When questioned, he claimed he had been taken by Aitnu, a spirit often associated with temples and forests. According to the boy, he had visited a strange and magical world inhabited by humanoid cats. While some people doubted his story, similar tales began to circulate, solidifying Kami Kakushi as part of Japan's folklore. So, how does this tie into the Tuono spa case? Some people believe that Megumi and Narumi were abducted by spirits or ghosts residing in the hotel or the nearby forest. Japan, known for its rich traditions and superstitions, still holds on to beliefs that spirits, ghosts, and supernatural beings share the world with humans. Some even speculated that this mysterious friend they met at Keio Park might not have been human at all, perhaps a spirit luring them to their fate. Rumors suggested that the hotel had a dark history. It was said that the former owner had ended his life after declaring bankruptcy, and that the place had been haunted even before it was abandoned. Another rumor claimed that a schoolboy had drowned in one of the hotel's spa pools. Another popular theory was tied to North Korea. During that era, around 120 of the 470 people abducted by North Korea had connections to or were reported missing near the Umachi route, a route not far from the Tuono Hotel. This theory gained traction, as the proximity of the spa to the Umachi route seemed too close to be a coincidence. It might sound far-fetched, but some cases have surfaced where people disappeared along with their cars, and the idea that North Korea could easily dispose of evidence, including vehicles, kept this theory alive. A new theory gained attention after an anonymous post appeared on 2chan, a popular online forum. The story was shared by an anonymous user, whom we'll call A, and it was broken into several posts. The first post appeared on March 10th, 2001. At 6:30 p.m. in the post, S stated that they had some knowledge of the case and had even discussed it on the forum before. But this was their first time sharing a specific story. They also noted that both they and the person they had spoken with were drunk at the time, so some details might be unclear or incomplete. The story took place in late summer of 1997. A was at a small snack shop in their hometown on the outskirts of Kazawa, chatting with the girl who worked there. There were a few other customers in the shop, 3 people, including A, as well as another customer at the counter and someone sitting in one of the cubicles. A was speaking loudly, and in the small store, it wouldn't have been hard for others to overhear. After a while, a girl from the cubicle approached A, saying that the man sitting there wanted to speak with them. Not suspecting anything, A agreed and went into the cubicle, where they found a man who looked to be in his late 20s with a slightly intimidating appearance. The girl tried to join the conversation, but the man dismissed her, leaving just him and A alone in the cubicle. After a few moments of silence, the man finished his cigarette and spoke. "It seems you like scary stories, right? Let me tell you something about the case you were talking about, the Tuono case. Don't tell anyone, or I will kill you." Then he began his story. According to the man, Megumi and Narumi were planning to visit the haunted Sabono Hotel, but they were too scared to go alone. After their friend from the supermarket declined to join them, they met up with another friend at Keio Park. Up to this point, the story matched the well-known details of the case, including the theory that they might have been spirited away. But here's where things took a dark turn. The man claimed that 2 men approached Megumi and Narumi, offering to accompany them to the haunted hotel. One of the men got into Megumi's car, while the other rode with Narumi. The girls were reportedly told to meet them at the Sabono Hotel. As it turns out, these 2 men were in fact members of the Japanese mafia. As the story goes, after getting the girls into the car, the mafia members made their move. Megumi was hit on the head with a blunt object, and Narumi was also knocked out. It's believed they were held for a time before being killed. However, it's unclear how this fits into the case of missing people, whether they were buried somewhere, or if their bodies were disposed of. So, after hearing this chilling version of events, A was stunned. The man insisted, "Don't ever share this. If you do, I'll have to come for you."